interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Welcome to the 2023 Dakar Rally edition of the Chasing Waypoints podcast. Bringing you daily updates as competitors take on over 5,000 miles in 15 days across the Arabian Peninsula. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Chasing Waypoints for more updates and news from the bivouac. That being said, let's get to it. Riders ready. Marshall's ready. That sound of the... Oh, wait, never mind. Just remembering my RC race directing days. Man, it's been a while since I've done those races. I wonder if they still... Maybe I need to go hit an RC track here soon. Well, anyway, while we're trying to figure that out, we've got Caramel, the rally dog, running around in the background. So if you guys hear the paws hauling ass across the the soundscape, you know what is going on. What is going on, guys? It is stage number 12 of the Dakar Rally 2023 edition. Stage number 12 now underway. A little bit late on this one. Just got back. Long day at work, long day at the office, but this is the preview show for, or the course preview episode number, course 12. Hold on. Gathering my thoughts here. Okay. Here we go. Stage number 12 of the Dakar Rally is now underway. We just got the alert a few minutes ago that the first competitor had departed the actual stage start itself. Which, I mean, so to speak, we had a 21-kilometer road section for today's route. Very, very short. Let's see here. So 21 kilometers. I mean, that's what, 6 miles, 12 miles. This is about a 14-mile, we'll call it 14-mile commute to the start line of today's stage. So nothing big there. It is the second day of the marathon stage from the empty quarter, and they are headed back to Sheba for this stage. And so looking at the breakdown, it doesn't look too bad. Only 185 kilometers of racing. And now, if you guys heard the show earlier today in the morning, you know that this show or this stage is kind of like the longest one left. Each stage from now to the finish is now going to be shorter. So let's whip out here. Okay, so 185 times 0.62. They are racing 114 miles today, which is not that bad compared to obviously some of these longer days that they were doing, like 288, 263, 277 of just race section. And then you still got to tag on a liaison. So today's stage, not too bad. 185 kilometers of actual special stage or selective stage. That is what they're racing, which is about 114 miles, 115 if you're rounding up. For it, so not too bad. And then once they finish that, they have a 167 kilometer liaison headed back to the bivouac in Sheba. We'll go Sheba times 0.62, 103 miles. So not bad. So brisk morning, 18 miles, and then get that stage started, run about 115 miles. And then knock that out or finish out with 103 miles. Well, they'll arrive back at the bivouac. It'll be probably one of the final major services on the bike because they will only have a couple stages to go after that. 13 and 14, which are very short days. 95 miles of racing on 13 and 84 miles of racing on 14. So very, very short days. Now they do have a bit of a liaison, though, on the next stage coming up on stage 13. We'll talk a little bit more about that once they release the information tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about results and all that stuff. So let's talk about the bikes. Bikes left. First bike left at 6 a.m. from the bivouac and was expected to start at 6:50 a.m. This again being Saudi time, that putting us here at 7:50 p.m. on the Pacific Coast time. So 7:50 p.m. stage start for the first bike off the line. for today's stage number 12. So let's talk the breakdown really quick. 6% of today's stage is actually going to be sand, followed by, or I should say 6% fesh is what they're saying here. We've got 5% of it is going to be dirt, 0 on stones, 0 on tarmac, 39% dunes, and then 50% of today's stage is going to be lago seco or dry lake. So this will be interesting to see, probably a lot higher speeds. We did see some pretty fast stage times yesterday for the stage, so I would expect to see the same here, similar. My guess is that today's stage is kind of backwards of yesterday, where yesterday maybe if they had the dry lake bed stuff first and then dunes later, I'm expecting the exact opposite, as the teams or the competitors will be leaving the empty quarter and headed back to the bivouac. So not too bad of a stage today. We've got some guys out there. We've still got our American team. If you heard the results show this morning, Skylar Howe's out up top, not by much though, only a few minutes. We know where Mason Klein is doing. He's had a little bit of a rough go these last couple of days, but he's out there nonetheless, and he's hunting down that finish line. So chasing the finish line, which is absolutely awesome. One stage finish at a time. We'll look forward to bringing more info on him and what is going on there. Let's look at, let me see here, clerk of the course, classifications, provisional. Let's look at what the starting order would have been. Results of selective section. That was amended. Penalty squad. Let's see here. All right. So what it looked like for yesterday on the selective section of stage number 11. It is Luciano Benavides was your stage winner. So this is going to be the starting order. It would be Luciano Benavides out first, Daniel Sanders second, Toby Price third, Skylar House fourth on the road, Pablo Quintanilla fifth on the road, Sebastian Bueller sixth on the road, Romain Dumoutier seventh, Lorenzo Santolino. I was saying Luciano. All these. How'd you guys let me do this? Right? Seriously? 12 episodes? Or I don't know, how many episodes have we done for this Dakar? And the whole time I've been calling him Luciano? Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Okay, so Lorenzo Santolino on the Sherco Factory. He is 8th off the line. Franco Kami, 9th. Kevin Benavides, 10. Daniel Nosagle Jager, 11th. Matthias Wagner, 13th. Nacho Cornejo, 14th. Let's see. Adrian Van Beveren, 17th. And then, let's see, there's Ross Branch. Jacob Bargy-Bright was going to be 20th off the line. And then scrolling on down, Mason Klein, 27th off the line. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of changing the running order. We're definitely looking forward to it. And, man, dude, talk about Jacob Bargy-Bright, man. Top 20, right? Very nice. Let's take a look at the Dakar app really quick. We'll talk standings through stage 11 in the general. Let's see if that comes up. Let's see here. Stage, we saw that one. Benavides, Sanders, Price, Howe's fourth. So we already know that part of it. So Skylar Howe's leading right now the 2023 Dakar Rally after the majority of the race now. Has passed, so winding down the time, and he's got a 28-second lead on Toby Price, then Kevin Benavides running in that third, and then the gap starts. So Pablo Quintanilla now 14 minutes back, so about 12 minutes further. So there's a 12-minute gap between Benavides and Quintanilla. So a lot of room to breathe there. So I think we've got our top three. We'll see what it looks like after this stage. We'll get some of that swing set going is what I'm thinking. We'll see how this goes. This might be a good chance for Skylar to pick up and kind of put those last few minutes on these guys, being that he's starting fourth for today's stage. But you also have people like Adrian Van Beveren starting way back in the field. This could be something for him to try and make up some time. Now, be it 15 minutes is a long way to go, but if you could bite off a pretty big piece of that today, it might make it easier over the next two stages. From my understanding and from the show notes, let's see when we saw, if you guys saw the preview show with them, that the stage 14, the final stage of the rally, was just going to be an easy cruise around town. So that's what they're predicting on that one. So I don't think we are going to see much change on stage 14. I think the changes are coming today on stage 12 and then tomorrow on stage 13. So we'll see how it goes. like they're talking about is tire management was one of the big things that they were talking in the preview show. I don't know that this is going to be a big deal now, but they are talking about, that was, let's see here, looking at empty quarter. Yeah, big 280 Ks, 40 to 60 kilometers per hour average. They predicted that it would be a slow stage. And then they were talking about the tire management in the preview show, but something that they did mention, which was obviously going to be down this year. Typically in the marathon stages, you really have to look after your tires. But in this case, if you're running in sand, you don't have to necessarily worry as much about your tire management. So we're almost there. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, guys, here we go. He has no idea I'm about to do this, and he'll probably yell at me, and I'll end up having to cut it from the show. But let's tune in and see if we can speak to Gnarly Dave, because he has no idea I'm recording the preview show as we speak.
Hey, Taco. I was like, hey, oh, he's not going to answer my call because you usually answer it like the first or second ring. You must be busy.
Yeah.
How's it going, buddy?
Nah, we're literally, by the way, you're live. We're recording our preview show.
Oh, nice. Let me put on my seatbelt so it'll stop beeping.
Yes.
That's annoying for your listeners, I'm sure.
No, well, you're competing on a closed course. You're a professional driver, so seatbelt's optional.
Sure. So what are you talking about? What did I jump into?
All right, so you jumped into, we were talking about, all right, we already know the stage breakdown, right? They're coming out of the empty quarter, marathon stage, second day. These guys spent the night on the ground. They're coming back out of the sand dunes. Let's see. I was talking about that tire management. You know, remember what was it last year when they were running some of these marathon stages on hard pack and Toby Price and those guys canarding tires.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah. It shouldn't be that bad because, well, I don't know. They had a long liaison on the highway, but the special is pretty short. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, then you're talking burning up your mooses on the highway, but I've gotten thousands of miles out of my rally mooses that we use for testing. My pounds will be fine, and I think the tires should be pretty good because they're in the dunes, you know?
Yeah, most of this track has been in the dunes. So what do you think about, so this was something that I was literally just talking about. So I already know Adrian Van Beveren is starting a ways back on this stage. And he's 15 minutes off of Skylar House's time right now. Do you think he's going to be able to bite off a big chunk of that?
I'm guessing, dude, Adrian's an animal, bro. Yeah. I think he should probably 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So put him within that 10 minute. Yeah.
That window. Yeah. Frenchie's, he can definitely make up some time. But then you got guys like Ross Branch too. I mean, they're out of it. They're out of the general, you know, and they're just going for stage win. He's just going for stage wins and put Hero, you know, a little further up there. So you can't count out Ross either.
Yeah, no. And he's coming, let's see, he finished the stage, he finished 19th, 2 spots behind Adrian Van Beveren. So, I mean, they're going to have tracks from, let's see, I mean, all the guys, right? Luciano, Sanders, Price, House, Quintanilla, all guys that know how to navigate. Benavides, part 2.
How long is the special?
Today's special is empty quarter that 114 miles. So it's not far either. I mean, 114 is warm up.
Yeah, it's further than the other one. It's double the other one almost.
114. Yesterday's was 170 miles. Today's 114 miles.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the other way around. All right.
Yeah.
My bad.
No. So, and then that was something that I was kind of talking about right now too. Is that okay? So you got 114 miles today. You've got 95 miles tomorrow, and then the day after you've got 84 miles of racing, right? Because that's really, now we're down to the point where, okay, well, the liaisons don't necessarily matter. Now it's about making up that race time. But the organization in the preview show said stage 14 is basically a tour. Like, there's nothing, you know, it's just an easy seaside route, nothing fancy. So I wouldn't expect anybody to make time there.
Well, man, it was like pretty open. The terrain's not bad. And these guys are going full gas. You might see some people take themselves out, clip a rock or something. I mean, I don't want no one to get hurt, but
yeah,
if they got 114 miles to make up some time, I mean, now's the time to do it. Sounds like.
Yeah, 114 in the dunes I think will be hard fought, but tomorrow if they're getting back into, and I just looked and they haven't posted tomorrow's information. They won't post that till tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock or so. But I'm curious to see the stage makeup of tomorrow's stage, of stage 13, because I feel like that's going to be the last. The guys up top, I feel on the last stage, well, the top three are in an interesting battle. You're talking 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's really going to be between Kevin and Toby. I mean, I love Sky, and Sky is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if you look, I mean, Kevin's hasn't got any bonus time, if I'm correct, and he's leading. And Sky's got, how many minutes of bonus time has Sky got? And if you take that away from Sky, then where does that put him if he doesn't have that bonus time? So Kevin's been doing a really smart race, and then I don't think Toby's got bonus time, but I mean not as much as the other guys, So
yeah,
these guys are running a smart, strategic race. I'm a Honda guy. I'm in the Honda camp when we're doing our testing and all that, but I think it's going to be first or second Toby or Kevin, and then I think third, it can be a Honda. It's going to be Adrian or
Quintanilla, Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo, correct.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I feel like the top three, though, are going to kind of stay where they're at. And the only reason I say that is you have all the fast guys up front, right? Everybody that's chasing, you had Benavides, Sanders, Price, Howes fourth on this last stage. So I think that Skyler will have a little bit of chance to make up some time there. I mean, Price, where did Price finish? If he's second in the standings and he's 28 seconds back, Price finished just ahead of him on the stage. So
yeah, they're going to stay together. Yeah, they're going to push.
Yeah.
But dude, this race is such, like, everyone's getting hurt. Mason's hurt right now. And, my boy Joanne, I really felt that he had a top 3 podium in him. He's out, and just a lot of attrition, man. This is a brutal Dakar.
Yeah, that was one of the things I mentioned it in the results show in the description, very specifically that if anybody ever said that the Dakar was easy or not a big deal, which they don't. They should just go back and look at this one in particular because everybody's talked.
Yeah, this one's tough. Talking with, like Johnny's like one of my top 10 best friends, and like Johnny's raced it when it was like 2.5, 3 weeks, and I don't know, hearing his stories and stuff, it was pretty gnarly back then. But this one is definitely one for the books.
Yeah, no, I for sure agree. I mean, this is, and usually by now we're talking minutes, not seconds, as far as gaps go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where the bonus time is. I mean, it's good. It just makes it so exciting,
Yeah, I feel like it worked. I feel like they achieved what they wanted to a certain extent. But I don't know that it was I don't know. I feel like it made a difference, but it needs another year to see if that's gonna, because I feel like in certain sections the bonus time won't be enough.
It's not going to be enough for what you lose up front, but it does give you a fighting chance. To get some of it back. But I think it's good. I think it's really good. And then have you talked about the AD road book? Because it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, right?
No, they didn't. Let's see. They had talked about doing that on stage 6, and they cleared stage 6 without doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing also is you heard everyone talking about oh man, 160K speed limiters, this and that. And I really haven't heard anyone talking about that. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because the tracks they're slowing them down with, tighter tracks and the dunes, maybe they can't get to 100 miles an hour or 160K.
Yeah.
Because I heard everyone talking about that.
Yeah, it was funny how that was a thing and then it wasn't. So
exactly.
Yeah, 99 miles. So they're limited to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's 160K, 100 miles an hour.
So,
and then it was when we're doing our testing at HRC and stuff like that, it's definitely, there was talk about it, and things, but like you said, I haven't heard any talk about it whatsoever. It's mainly the bonus time, which I think is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I think they, of the ideas that they've gotten, I feel like I will say that if anything this year, the swing set has definitely gone away or been mitigated. Like I know,
very much so.
Like it wasn't as big a deal as it was last year. Last year, it was just like gnarly. It was just insane.
You saw big top swings. Yeah, big swings.
Yeah,
almost predictable.
Exactly. And this year, it seems like it's not even a thing to talk about anymore. Like guys are actually gunning to be up front, and try and get that bonus time and get that, so while I don't feel like the bonus time, I feel like there may be some inconsistencies in there in saying that, okay, well, bonus time helps, but there's going to be certain areas or certain stages that they do where like they just the fact that you have a track to follow in front of you that's decent, you will be able to make up way more time than in other stages where even if you do have a track in front of you, maybe it's like in an area where you're running 2-track that's very well traversed and it's difficult to see the track in front of you. That bonus time will have more of an effect because the guy behind you won't be able to come up with, or the guys behind that are way back, they won't have a track to follow that's as easy to follow because it's not as marked, because it's on a well-traveled road or, something along those lines. Now, sand dunes, wet sand, it's basically like they shook the Etch-a-Sketch, cleared all the lines, and you only have one single line. That, I think, is where the bonus time, hey, that's, it's a pat on the back, but it's not the end all be all.
Here's what you need to do, Taco. So when this rally is finished and the placings are final, take away all the bonus time from every rider that got it and see where they land in the results without the bonus time.
Yeah. Does it?
And then you'd be like, well, you know what? Instead of maybe Sky finishing third or second without bonus time, he would have been 12th or whatever,
Yeah.
And then with Kevin, with no bonus time, straight up won.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That would be interesting to see. Like, what would be the end result? Like, what were they hoping for?
Your wrap up show. Do the math because you're a smart guy. Take away the bonus time and see where they land with and without it. Obviously, with it, you'll have the finish, but see where they land without it. Do the math.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'd be curious to see, like, okay, well, because in the end, what it should have done is, I think what the organization was after is basically saying, okay, we're going to give you the bonus time, so that should help get rid of the swing set. So now it's a flat out race, which means that once you remove the bonus time, it should have still kind of stayed the same. If it stayed the same, it had no effect. If it does mix up the order, then the results were intended. The bonus time worked. If you remove the bonus time and all of a sudden everybody's everywhere, then the bonus time worked. And if you remove the bonus time and there really isn't a whole changing of the guard, or there's not a whole lot of changing, then maybe it wasn't as effective as they thought. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, nice.
So post show, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that'll be one of the topics, the bonus time. Maybe we'll be able to get somebody that was up and maybe benefited from that bonus time, or some of the guys that were exposed to it, and see if that was something, if it like really what was the talk around the bivouac, where they they jump in at the chance, like, all right, I'm leading out. I know I'm going to go get this. I'm going to get me some bonus time. You know, or was it like, whatever, Starbucks?
Yeah, well, I'll see the boys from HRC probably sooner than later, and I'll get that input for you.
There we go.
Hey, real quick, I'm going to go do about 100 miles in the Mojave Desert tomorrow. I know you're off on Friday, so just throwing that out there, bro.
Gee, thanks. I got to do the whole beep thing. No. Let's see. Dude, you know.
Okay, next time then. Next time, I get it.
We'll go with next time because the 790 could probably do it. I don't know if the 790 could do it, but the 501, with 0 test miles, I don't feel like going out on a ride like that. Yeah, but
I gotcha.
But is the plan is to have the bikes 100% running tomorrow. Done. Spacers are here from W. I need to figure out a different 2x4 for the seat. The 790 is pretty much ready to go. So
nice.
2 running bikes by the end of the day tomorrow. That's the game plan.
All right. Sounds good. I'll hold you to that, and we'll see what happens next week.
Nice.
Hey, real quick, in case I lose you, give me your top 3 for tomorrow.
Top 3 for tomorrow. I think we're going to still see. You know what? I honestly think that we are going to have. Let me see here. Let me grab that list so I can see what we're. Stage 11. Okay. Top 3 going to be House. I'm going to put Quintanilla in there, and then. I'm torn between 3 riders for top 3: Matthias, Nacho, or Van Beveren to fill the top 3 spot. One of those 3 will fill up the 3rd spot, but for sure, I'm thinking we're going to see. I'm Howes and Price, I think, for sure in there in that top 3. They're only a couple of spots back. Like, they're not the front runners. They're not the leaders, but they're going to be jonesing for that bonus time. And they've already proven they can navigate. So I just feel like they're going to stick to that kind of where they're at right now. One of those guys is going to be in there, but I think that with these guys, you know, a little bit further back, Walkner, Nacho, and Van Beveren, they're going to have more tracks to follow, so they'll be able to close some gaps, is what I'm thinking. And that might put them up front.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's more than 3, but if I had to pick one of those 3 out of those, I'll go with Van Beveren because he's starting further back. We already know he's got the pace. So further back, more tracks, could put him at an advantage. What do you think?
Yo, Tago.
Yo. I'm here.
All right, gotcha. I'm sorry I didn't catch that last part.
What do you think? Top 3.
Oh, I'm going to go with Van Beveren, Nacho, and I think Kevin.
Okay. Solid.
That's what
we have one of the Benavides brothers up there already. He's proven to want to say both of those guys can win stages. So, and they got enough room. Kevin's got 10th, so he's got some tracks. You know.
Yeah. So
nice.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it works out.
Yeah. There was something else we were talking about. Did you have some other news or anything that we were?
Oh, yeah. In case, well, I spent last weekend with Johnny at the races, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you see when the guys come into the bivouac from their stage, you see that little brown bag they're carrying on their bikes?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
No, I don't. What is that?
I do.
Is it a lunch
sack? What's it worth to you?
Is this for the growing wall of memorabilia?
Yeah, actually, I'm going back. I had to ask Johnny and I forgot to ask him at the races.
Mm-hmm.
I got like a million texts from Johnny, so let me go back in there. All right. So it's a lunch snack with rations.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And so Johnny says it contains crackers, cat food, cookies, apple juice, protein bar, a date, potato chips, plastic fork and knife, napkin, Saba stuff, that's inside joke,
mm-hmm.
and another can of cat food, and wafer cookies.
Oh.
And a blue Gatorade. So in case your listeners were wondering and they watch the Dakar videos and they see the guys coming in with that little brown bag on their handlebars, it's a lunch snack.
Okay. Nice.
So I'll share that with you guys.
Well, and I mean, I'm sure the Malamoto guys enjoy that probably a little more, having those snacks handy, but factory team.
Oh yeah. No. They got a wire. They got the motorhomes.
No. So something that we got to know, I mean, this could be, he was there for a couple of days, was Kendall Norman missed as the chef in the motorhome?
Dude, whenever Kendall's not there, it's sad, bro. Come on. like when Kendall doesn't make durability train with Rally, or, I love Kendall. I love Kendall around all the time. Kendall's just a good time. He's good vibes. So, yeah, Kendall is missed. Definitely Kendall's missed there.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, I remember that was a thing last year that it was like, oh yeah, the cooking and making sure, he was keeping the guys, well fed and all that. Obviously factory teams, they get there, the lunch is nice and warm, the butler service and all.
Yeah, no, Kendall's awesome. Kendall's good at what he does. At anything Kendall does, he's awesome. So
very nice. Well, good. Well, let's see what shakes down. First bike was off almost an hour ago, so according to the stage timing, let's see here. We'll look that up really quick. We're on the line. Doesn't take. I'm digging the this new app and how they're relaying information. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't work with my schedule. They usually release the information an hour after I leave home.
Yeah, I mean, you're up at 3:00 doing your show, right?
Yeah.
Around there?
Yup. Okay, first bike left the bivouac 6 a.m. Was supposed to take the green flag at 6:30 a.m. 6:50 a.m. They're expecting them at check 1 by 8:37, which is 9:37 p.m. here. And then finish max time. They're looking at about 2 hours and 50 minutes total time. First bike should be back at the bivouac at 11:30 a.m. and should be finishing the stage at 9:40 a.m. So 10:40 tonight, West Coast time, and 12:32 a.m. tomorrow, West Coast time. So we will see. Yeah. So as usual, we'll wake up to results.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool.
Yeah, I'm up like at 3:30 for no reason like you. I'm like, all right, let me check the app. Let me see.
I know, right? Well,
let me see how the circus is going today.
Yeah, let's check in on today's shit show.
Exactly.
Nice. Cool. All right. I'll let you go to the drive. Let's wrap this up. We're already 30 minutes on the episode, so I want to go do some tracking, and I got a couple. I'm starting on the bikes tonight. I'm going to send you a video of both bikes on and running tomorrow.
All right, I'll be looking for it, Taco.
That will be the okay. Check the box. All right, sir.
Sounds funny. All right, hey, have a good night. Talk to you soon, bud.
All right, sounds good. Have a good drive.
All right, see you. Bye.
Be safe. See you. Bye. All right, how was that for some impromptu stuff? Cool. That was Gnarly Dave on the phone, just getting off work, checking in. And, I guess we got to talk a little bit, right? So anyway, all right. Like I said, time to do some tracking, time to crank some music in the garage, work on some bikes. That is what I will be doing. If you guys are up and listening to this and you want to hit me up, you can always send me a message directly on Instagram or also through Facebook. We're also on Facebook. So, yeah. I think what else do we got? No, that's it. And if you're on the West Coast, brace yourselves. Here comes the rain. Anyway, remember, guys, it'll make sense when you get there. Enjoy the ride. All right, that is the wrap for the Chasing Waypoints podcast this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you heard. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a bunch of others. Also, follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook under Chasing Waypoints, Instagram Chasing Waypoints _official, and of course, the YouTube under Chasing Waypoints. Hope everybody has a good week. We will see you guys for the next episode. Remember, shiny side up, and don't forget to tag us. We want to see where you guys are riding and what you guys are up to. Have a great week.